if you're feeling like your entire life is falling apart, you're more emotional than usual, you're questioning everything, you're feeling restless, you can't sleep, your anxiety's high, whatever, before you panic, this is not a sign that your life actually is falling apart, even though it may seem like it. It's actually a sign that you are about to level the F up. Physically, emotionally, spiritually. You have to be ready for it, right? And you have to accept it. So in this video, I'm going to break down 10 signs that you're about to have a major breakthrough in your life and give you reassurance that your life is about to change for the better. If you're new here, I'm Sarah, and I created this channel to give you everyday practical ways to understand yourself and the world around you, to master yourself, to bring in a happier, more loving and peaceful life. And I do this through self-mastery and spirituality. So number one, this is really feeling disconnected or disassociated from your, now I'm gonna call it like your old life, but it's your like current life, right? Maybe like friends that you had and like spending time with them doesn't feel the same anymore. Like there's just something that's like energetically off, or maybe hobbies that used to bring you joy aren't bringing you joy anymore. Or a big thing that happened for me was a career that I felt very fulfilled in, all of a sudden kind of felt empty. Like the desire was gone, even though it was something that I enjoyed very much prior. And what I've learned is that this is really your higher self, your soul, trying to get your attention of like, okay, like I'm ready for more. I'm ready for the next step. So practically here, you know, what you can do is ask yourself, you know, what no longer is fitting and what excites you now? Where is your energy kind of naturally pulling you? And then just start to kind of lean into that direction. Number two, feels like your life is falling apart. What I've learned over the years, and every time something like this happens in my own life, is that, I mean, for me, it's been every time. Every time that it's time to level up, it actually feels like a breakdown. You could lose a job or a relationship. Oftentimes your sense of identity. But the thing is you have to clean out what is no longer serving you to create space for the change and the next thing or things to come in. So an example, like imagine you're redoing your kitchen, all of it. Well, you have to pull out the old flooring and the old cabinets and the old appliances and create the space before you redo it and put in the new stuff. So if you're feeling like that, start asking the question, what am I making space for? For example, if you lost your job unexpectedly, okay, well that means it's creating space for a new job. It could be a new industry. It could be a whole different direction. It could be just another company in the same field, right? But you need to start asking yourself, well, what is this creating space for in my life? Number three, you're more emotional than usual. Now, I'm a very emotional person to begin with, but even I go through a way higher extent of emotions when going through a phase like this. I think the reason is because when we're at that space where we're about to kind of break through and level up, a lot of these like old wounds and pain and traumas will resurface because they're trying to be released. So energy can get stuck in your body, right? A lot of us know that if you study this kind of stuff. And that's where a lot of like pains and aches and diseases and all that kind of stuff comes from. So if those emotions get trapped in your body, and for you to get rid of them, you have to unfortunately feel through them. You have to let out the tears, let out the anger, let out the sadness, right? And let those things leave. Let them exit your body. You don't want to suppress them. I'm telling you, that is the worst possible thing you can do when your emotions arise like this, because they will continue to get stuck and they're gonna come out eventually. It could be 20 years from now even. So do whatever you need to do to release them. Journal, cry, dance, punch a pillow, go to one of those like breaking rooms and smash shit. You know, write a letter to someone and then burn it. Like whatever it is that you need to do to get that energy and those emotions out. Like, goodbye, voila, see you later. Number 4 is that you will potentially, probably, start questioning everything. When I get to phases of like this in my life, I tend to get curious, right? And that's a really good angle to look at it instead of the woe is me victim mentality. Because what I've noticed, at least with myself, you guys, if you relate, like, let me know in the comments. But at first, when I start going through a phase like this, I will get into that like victim mentality, like 100%. I can't deny it. I won't. But then it moves into curiosity. What's no longer serving me? Why am I living this way? What's not making me happy? Why do I believe in what I believe in? Who am I really now versus a year ago, 5 years ago, 20 years ago? And the thing is this type of questioning can shake your sense of identity, right? Like, it can be scary because it's like everything you thought about yourself could potentially change and be different, but questioning those things is how we break free. Number 5, you'll get a lot of synchronicities. I do have a full video on synchronicities. I'll post it here if you want to do like a deep dive into it. But this is such, seeing things such as like a shit ton of angel numbers. I know they've been popping up for me around 10 times a day right now. So like I've noticed a very like heightened amount of those. The right people show up at the right time. I had this one not long ago where I like to read, and this book kept popping up like maybe on TikTok or online or like in an ad or something like that. And I was like curious about it, and I added it. So like in my notes in my phone, I have like a list of books. And so when I'm ready for a new book, a lot of times I'll go through it and just like do the one that's like speaking to me. And like, you know, I kept seeing it, but I was kind of like dismissing it, whatever. And then I went to this workshop for transcribing sigils, right? That's like a witchy thing if you don't know what that is. And after the workshop was over, I was kind of like perusing the store, because it was like one of these metaphysical like crystal shops, kind of looking around. What do I run into? The only book I saw, boom, there it was. So I was like, all right, I'll get it. And ironically enough, it's been very empowering for me to read, and it has a lot to do with boundaries, which is something I've been working on. If you do want to see a whole video on like how to set boundaries and stuff, I will post that one right here. Okay, so coincidences and synchronicities and stuff like that, they're not random. It's not a coincidence. It's showing you that you are starting to align to a higher frequency, and what you're doing is attracting guidance. Don't write them off as, you know, being dumb or meaningless or some like coincidence, because they're not. So just start to like pay attention to when they're showing up. Number 6, this is a tough one, and that is old relationships starting to shift or even end. When you grow, not only do you start to outgrow your old self, but along with that, you will outgrow people. You'll notice that some friends kind of drift away, or maybe you have a falling out with them, or maybe you feel different about them. And the thing is that not everyone is meant to walk every chapter. Some people are just here for a season, and it's only going to hurt you more if you hold on to things and people that are no longer aligning with you. So instead of clinging to relationships that don't feel right, make space for the new. Just like we were talking about with the kitchen. Number 7, this one's huge for me. You start to feel pulled into solitude and wanting to be alone. It's when being by yourself doesn't feel lonely, but it feels nourishing. You're able to have peace and quiet. You're able to reflect. You're able to have space. And if you're an empath like myself, you're able to get away from everyone else's energies around you. And if you're not sure if you're an empath or not, I will post this video here so you can check it out. And I want you to kind of think about this as your cocoon stage, right? Your little caterpillar. And you go into your little cocoon. That's our little isolation phase. And then you become a butterfly. So don't be afraid of spending some time alone and reflecting and diving into some of these concepts about yourself and learning about yourself, because it's not something you should be scared of, because this is where you're going to hear yourself the most. Number 8, your body or your habits will start to change. You might crave healthier foods. You might crave working out if you don't, or for me, a different form of working out. You know, for me, I've been lifting weights for it's either 13 or 14 years consistently, but obviously a long time. In the last like year or so, I've just been like really over it. Like, I just don't enjoy the gym. I mean, still go, you know, I still go, but I'm like craving something more body centric, more feminine. Maybe something like bar, yoga, Pilates, like that kind of thing. I haven't made the switch yet. I'm still holding on to the old identity with that. But when you start to notice that your body is changing and you're wanting different things, it's because when you spiritually and emotionally level up, like your physical vessel is going to want to level up too. My advice for you here is just to listen to your body. I know it's contradictory because I haven't done that. Actually, I did go to a Pilates class like 2 weeks ago, my first one. Freaking loved it. But you know, if your body's like craving some new foods, like one of the things I went through when I started going through like my original spiritual awakening years ago was like, I was always like a huge meat eater, and then I just didn't want it at all. Now I have a little balance where, like, for example, like I just have like days where like I don't want it and then days where I do. And just like the bottom line here is just listen to your body. Just listen to it. It knows better than we do. Number 9, you'll start to develop a desire for a purpose, or maybe like a different direction of a purpose than what you had before. And you'll start asking questions like, you know, what am I here to do? How can I contribute to the world? What, you know, lights me up? And that is really a big sign that your soul is starting to step into its mission. All you need to do is just start following the things that excite you. That's it. Wherever the excitement is, where you feel light up, just start to inch your way into that direction. That's all you need to know. And 10, you feel both terrified and excited at the same time. I am completely embodying this right now in my life. I feel all the fear, and I feel all the excitement, and I feel all the things. Thank you for your encouragement. This is when you are at the cliff, right? The edge of the unknown. And fear and excitement are very much the same. Oh my gosh. Okay. They're very much the same energy. It's just like, what story are you attaching to it? And that's gonna kind of decide which of those feelings you're gonna have. And so I encourage you to remember another time where you took a leap, where you felt this kind of way, and remember that it's not as scary as we think it is. So I hope you guys found value in this video. Life's hard. There's a lot going on right now, and I just want to give you guys some encouragement and know that most of us go through phases like this, and that it will pass. I freaking promise. If you found value in this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe so we can hang out next week, and share it with someone who might need to hear it. I love you guys so much, and don't forget, be limitlessly yourself.